Thanks for taking the time to talk to us today.
Good morning, Paul. How are you?
Good, thank you. Yesterday was Veterans Day.
It really
You
was.
were involved in a city, an activity-packed day at the city. Tell us what went on.
Absolutely. You know, I think Veterans Day in New Bedford was celebrated as few have been in the period of time that I've lived in the city. The people really turned out throughout the parade route, and then they turned out at different events throughout the city. But the fact of the matter is, we start with Veterans Day, remembering everyone who's ever served the colors of the United States, whether they've sacrificed with a time period or sacrificed as a result of receiving a serious injury, or the ultimate sacrifice, which is their lives. And it's a tribute not only to those men and women, but also to their families. And we had a parade yesterday. The Navy Band of the Northeast marched in the parade. Our high school band, Dartmouth's high school band, the middle band from Dartmouth, marched. We had many organizations, all our different veterans groups, proudly march, and it was a tremendous event. Many public servants participated. Barney Frank, the city council, all participated in the parade. The school committee. We were very proud. Our assessors, very proud that everyone was there. I can tell you though that after the ceremony and services for our veterans, we then had a 6-hour concert at the Zeitarian Theater, which honored Veterans Day, that was put on by the Veterans Transition House. We also went down to Fort Tabor, where we did a groundbreaking to double the size of the Military Museum, which is America's perhaps smallest and most dynamic military museum. It is the attic for every military family in New Bedford, in this region. It is an educational place for all of our children, very inspirational, very important statement about how New Bedford appreciates its place in history and the people who have served this country. Bank of America donated $50,000 for the materials to double the size of the Military Museum. And when I say double the size, we're at a point now in the Military Museum where in order to put up a picture, you have to move 30 to 40 pictures just to get the wall space, to pick up a little bit here or there. We have thousands and thousands of items, and they come in every day. People find a medal, a uniform, they find an artifact that's been left by their great-grandparents, their grandparents, their moms or dads, their brothers or sisters, or themselves. They bring them down to the Military Museum. They're carefully cataloged, and then they are put out for display. And it's just the most greatest revelation about the patriotism and the spirit of the city. Bank of America has donated $50,000 from their foundation to pay for the supplies to double the Military Museum. We're working with Youth Build, the young people at Youth Build on this project, who will help erect the structure, as well as our city employees, as well as the private sector, and then as well as volunteers from throughout the community and associated with military organizations to help put this up. We broke ground yesterday. The foundation is about to be poured. We'll work during the winter as the weather allows, and then by next year at this time, the Military Museum will be completely expanded. So we're very proud about that. Then the other thing we did yesterday, which was very important, is remember the PWOs and the Missing in Action, Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 499, which is a dynamic organization, put on a very important ceremony and a dedication yesterday. So it was a day that it began yesterday morning, it ended last night at 7. It was something that the city was fully recognizing these important contributions.